This is an undercarriage video of 89, I believe, BMW 320 Touring. So let's take a look. This piece right here, you can see it's bent slightly. And you can also tell this whole rear was refreshed. Doesn't look like there was any rust because there is no rust on any other parts of the car. This here, you got this outer, it's a factory outer layer that's kind of peeling off, and then you have a surface rust underneath, but it is solid. But this does not look like any rust was fixed there. This just has a bend for whatever reason, probably hit something. So the car looks good. And obviously, car of this age, you're gonna see surface stuff on things that don't have any rust protection, such as this exhaust, for example, but it's not rusted through. And then you got stuff like this. That's, again, it's just a surface stuff that is on these suspension parts, brake calipers, basically everything that is not rust protected. Now, the good news is everything else looks very good. And you can still see there is original color. Now, these rocker panel covers were put on by the previous owner. We did not install them. You can see they're old. But just judging by what rocker panels look from this side, I don't think there is any rust on the other side, but obviously we did not remove them. So again, floorboards look very nice, very original. It doesn't even look like they were sprayed with an undercoat at any point of time. Maybe it's just the original stuff. Now, one thing that's very surprising is if you look at these squares here, on 90% of the cars, these things are gone. It's the very first thing that rusts on any E30 BMW, and people usually just eliminate them or they replace them. This looks like it's, you know, all original stuff. And again, if you look at this paint, it's a very thick original undercoat paint that's kind of peeling off from its age, but underneath it's still solid. This is still pretty solid there. And the other side is exactly the same. I mean, yeah, they do have some rust, but these squares, I'm amazed they're still intact, because normally they're all gone on most of the cars. And again, everything around it, it probably just has to be covered with maybe undercoat or protected again, but nothing, I would say, has to be cut out, removed, welded, or none of that. Everything you see is really surface stuff. And another thing is, these brake lines, they look original, and yeah, they're rusted on the surface, but they're at least original brake lines, which is kind of rare on these cars. A lot of them had brake lines replaced at some point. So again, rocker panels, original paint, no undercoat. You can see they're bent in a couple of places here and there, probably from previous owners lifting the cars in the wrong place. But generally speaking, it all looks good. Nothing is rusted. And the only places where you see surface rust is the stuff that's not rust protected. And then you got the engine and front suspension. And again, you can see some of the stuff is brand new, like these bushings are new. There's stabilizer links, they're brand new. Again, we didn't do it as all previous owner. And this one, I do believe, comes from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. But again, some moisture, but nothing, no leaks. The car was moved out of the showroom, and there is no dripping. There is no drops of any sort. So all looks good there. And again, a little moisture here and there. You know, car is what, 30 years old or somewhere around there. But as you can see, we didn't clean anything, we didn't hide anything, we didn't mask, and we didn't try to conceal anything. It's all original, no undercoat. If you have any questions, give us a call. I'll show you one other thing, because when the car is on the lift, sometimes that's a good time to look at other areas that you normally don't see. Like, for example, bottom of the doors, so here you can see there is this fender has a couple of bubbles, but everything else looks good. The other, all the doors, this all looks very, very nice. And this fender here also looks pretty much ideal. I'm not sure why the other one has few bubbles. Maybe the way the car was parked, who knows. Overall, very nice car. Again, rust-free with the exception of surface stuff that you see on some of the elements. But that's pretty normal. Okay.